The US is facing a looming crisis, an invisible force threatening to put the brakes on technological progress and crush your budget. Of course, I'm talking about energy demand, specifically the insatiable hunger of AI data centers. They're not just consuming electricity, they're devouring it at unprecedented rates. If you live near one of these data centers, you've probably seen your energy bill skyrocket in the last year or two. And guess what? It's going to get worse. The world's biggest tech giants, the superscalers like Google and Microsoft and Amazon, they're all realizing traditional energy sources are not going to cut it. So they're turning to the solution that you probably don't think about: nuclear energy. So as they look to nuclear as a necessity, I've been looking at nuclear as a speculative and potentially lucrative investment opportunity. My name's Nick. I'm a former financial advisor. I'm the co-author of the Quick Start Guide to Investing, and at 42, I retired and I'm living off a small dividend portfolio and weekly options trades. This is an educational channel to share what I'm learning to keep me from going back to my 9 to 5. Earlier this year, I was assigned a nuclear stock from one of my weekly cash secured puts. I kind of want to see how it's going to go, so rather than run the wheel like I normally do, I held on to that position. And by July, it was over 136%. So now I'm looking to add more nuclear to my portfolio as a long-term bet. So let's review the thesis for nuclear and then jump into 4 stocks that I'm looking at to possibly double or triple my investment. Welcome to 15 Minute Money, the show where I search the financial world for the most up-to-date investment ideas, market trends, and income streams so you don't have to. Let's get into it. Let's put this in perspective. Training a single large AI model can consume as much energy as several homes for a year. A hyperscale data center that everyone's using can use the equivalent power of a medium-sized town. And we're building more and more and more of them. And we're building them faster and faster than ever. The problem isn't about more energy, it's about more reliable, always-on energy, 24/7. Renewables like solar and wind are fantastic, but they're intermittent. Batteries can bridge certain gaps, but for 24/7, high-density computing, you need something that's constant, something that's robust. And that is where nuclear energy re-enters the conversation. But not just nuclear power plants like Homer Simpson. We're talking high-tech, very small nuclear reactors. Welcome to the nuclear renaissance, driven by innovation. The old image of massive, multi-billion-dollar, decades-to-build nuclear giants are being replaced by something far smaller, something way more agile. It's called small modular reactors, or SMRs. And they're even smaller cousins, microreactors. SMRs are factory-built, standardized, and can be deployed relatively quickly. They're safer, they're more efficient, and can be scaled to fit specific needs. Imagine a single SMR unit providing constant, clean, direct energy to a massive data center. It could bypass the grid entirely, or it could bolster local grid capacity. This isn't just a concept, it's actually happening. Companies are pouring billions into this. And for investors like you and probably me, this represents a massive opportunity. As the world runs headfirst into AI, AI needs lots of power. That's basically the investing thesis. If you want AI and you want your air conditioning, something has to change. The energy grid can't keep up with this kind of demand. This is where these companies that we're going to talk about come into play for my portfolio. Possibly my portfolio. Maybe my portfolio. Let's get into it. First up, we got the pioneer, the OG of the SMR market, NuScale Power, ticker symbol SMR. NuScale is known for its Voyager power plants, which are essentially just small, modular, pressurized water reactors. They're designed to be smaller, safer, and easier than traditional plants. Their key innovation is the NuScale Power Module. This makes a fully integrated reactor vessel, steam generator, and pressurizer all in one unit. These can be grouped together to create power plants from varying sizes. You can look at 77 megawatts all the way up to 924 megawatts. And what makes them compelling for data centers? They've got flexibility, they've got a smaller footprint, and they have potential for direct power supply. They've already received, and this is huge, regulatory approvals in the US, which is a major hurdle for any nuclear tech. NuScale is often seen as the bellwether for the broader SMR market. SMR is the company that I got into earlier this year. I got interested in SMR as a potential long-term investment, and then I saw the premiums that they're paying, and I got even more interested. In February, I got assigned SMR at $22 a share. In July, they hit $52 per share, a 136% increase. Not so bad. But since I got in so cheap, I am going to hold on to these stocks and see if they turn into the next Monster Energy or Palantir. Let's look at the charts of SMR. SMR is trading just around 40 bucks. It's trying to get above resistance and then make another move higher. You can't really judge it on its financials like you could Google or Amazon because it's still trying to make a profit. It's like the little engine that could. So it's a highly speculative play. But you could look at the 50 or even the 200-day moving average for a buy-in point. Next, let's look at some of the cutting edge of even smaller nuclear. Oklo Inc., ticker symbol OKLO, and Nano Nuclear Energy, ticker NNE. These companies focus on microreactors. Oklo's Aurora design is a fast neutron reactor. Its unique is its small size and potential to run for years without refueling. It makes it ideal for remote applications, industrial sites, and, of course, data centers. Think about the appeal. A self-contained power source that generates minimal waste, has small physical footprint, and offers unparalleled energy security. This is exactly what AI superscalers are looking for to power their computing facilities. Then you've got Nano Nuclear Energy, ticker symbol NNE. It's another exciting player pushing the boundaries of miniaturization. NNE aims to develop truly portable reactors. They're envisioning applications where power needs to be deployed rapidly and efficiently. And while still an early stage, their vision aligns perfectly with the power needs of the AI future. Both Oklo and NNE represent high-risk, high-reward frontier of the nuclear innovation. They are speculative, but their potential impact on localized, carbon-free energy is immense. Oklo has been having a heck of a year. Right now, they're about $90 per share. They opened the year around 22 bucks a share. They had big news last week, pushing their price from 70s into the 90s. Again, there's not really financials to back the buy, but at the 50-day moving average, it's around $72 per share. And if it gets all the way down to 200-day moving average, that's 44 bucks a share. NNE is trading around 35 per share, has been trading range-bound basically since February. They keep bouncing between 20 and 40 and 20 and 40. No discussion of advanced nuclear would be complete without talking about fuel. And for that, we turn to Centrus Energy, ticker LEU. Many of these next-generation reactors, including SMRs and microreactors, don't run on standard low-enriched uranium, also known as LEU. LEU is used by the big boys, the old ones, the ones you see off the highway. The smaller ones, however, require high-assay low-enriched uranium, or HALEU. And HALEU is enriched to a higher level, allowing for smaller, more efficient reactor cores. Centrus is currently the only company in the Western world licensed to produce HALEU. So while SMR, Oklo, and NNE are building the engines, Centrus is providing the specialized fuel. And this makes LEU a critical foundation investment for anybody betting on the success of advanced nuclear industry. If nuclear power reactors take off, Centrus is poised to be a primary beneficiary, regardless of which of the other three companies wins out. The charts on Centrus tell us a way different story than the other three stocks. This is a more mature company. It's still fast growing, but mature. The stock sits around $235 per share. That's a huge move from last year's April of 50 bucks a share. They actually have some financials we can look at. They've got a PE of 38. They have a return on equity of 48, and their profit margins in the mid-20s. As with all of these nuclear bets, they have paid off a lot this year, so that does make them riskier now. We've explored some of the key players, but let's be clear. Investing in nascent technologies like advanced nuclear, SMRs, and microreactors does come with its own sets of risks. So be sure to do your own research, dive into the charts, look at the momentum. Is AI continuing to be a long-term catalyst? We'll find out. Another thing you have to think about is public perception. While it is shifting, it still needs to be very careful, and regulatory compliance can be a big hurdle to get through also. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term play on fundamental shifts in energy and technology. Small modular reactors and microreactors are not just engineering marvels, they're potential game changers. Think about it. AI isn't going to work with our current grid. We need something different. And I think some of these energy companies might be what we need. So NuScale, Oklo, and Nuclear Energy NNE are great companies to look at, as well as Centrus Energy, LEU. Because no matter what company you use, you need LEU. So the question isn't, is AI going to be needing more power? We know that it's going to need more power. It's how are we going to supply it? And right now, advanced nuclear energy is making a very strong case to be that answer. So what do you think? Are you bullish on nuclear? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more insights, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me today on 15 Minute Money, the show where I search the financial world for the most up-to-date investment ideas, market trends, and income streams so you don't have to. I'm your host, Nick Bradley. We'll see you next week.